Welcome to another NEBA Spotlight. Today, I am so happy to present Sally. Sally, tell us about you. Tell us about your business.
Well, you've already heard about how I like to play with words, and today I'm going to talk about writing tools. I've taken this material from Roy Peter Clark's book called Writing Tools: 50 Essential Strategies for Every Writer. I'm not going to go over 50 of them today, but I've got a bunch that I think will be of particular interest. So, writing is not a special talent bestowed on only a few. Both art and craft, it's a marathon sport that needs constant training with a wide variety of tools. Most people think writing is all about hard and fast rules, but the rules are really tools. Those few rules that are important to get right deal with sentence structure, grammar, and punctuation. The rest concern less tangible aspects like style, voice, syntax, tone, rhythm, formality, audience, point of view, and tense. So here's a few pictures of things that have occupied me. That's my next older brother and me in 1958. Boy, are we grim. And then some books that two published and one that I'm working on. So I like to keep my writing hand in. So most of us have been taught that the standards of English are rules carved in stone. Not necessarily so. Clark categorizes them in four nuts and bolts, special effects, blueprints, and useful habits. Age turned here. Plus, they always stick together when you're trying to do something. A simple sentence has a subject and a verb, sometimes only just the verb, like go. Ideally, the subject and the verb are located near each other. This tells the reader immediately what you're talking about. Sometimes information about the subject that the reader needs in advance delays the verb. This delay, however, if not well crafted, may create confusion. So here's a clumsy sentence. A bill that would exclude tax income from assessed value of new homes from the state education funding formula could mean a loss of revenue for Chesapeake County schools. Yawn. 18 words lie between the subject, bill, and its verb form, could mean. It would be easier to understand if the subject, bill, were closer to the verb phrase could mean. More nuts and bolts. Brevity comes from selection, not compression. Make every word earn its place. Redundant adjectives are easily cut. A sultry, humid afternoon. Sultry or humid say the same thing. Easily cut adverbs like very, just, entirely, and extremely. They don't modify, they needlessly intensify. Vigorous writing is concise, wrote William Strunk in his book, The Elements of Style. A sentence should contain no unnecessary words, a paragraph, no unnecessary sentences, for the same reason that a drawing should have no unnecessary lines, and a machine no unnecessary parts. Special effects. Simple words and short sentences and paragraphs make complex material more readable. Simple words are often more specific. Most originate from the Saxons. Longer, more complex words originate from Greek or Latin. Box is simpler, more specific than container, which can also mean vase, pot, bowl, or crate. Writers often render complicated ideas with complicated prose, says Clark. Multi-syllable words make prose cumbersome, even unintelligible. Think bureaucratese. Avoid verbiage, which was a word coined by a friend of mine, by breaking down long, ambiguous sentences into short, digestible ones. Concrete versus abstract, simple versus complex. Simple, concrete words appeal to the senses, complex, abstract words appeal to the intellect. Using both creates balance. Writers employ words that occupy every rung of the ladder of abstraction, like taxonomic hierarchy, boy, say that fast 5 times, used to identify species. A concrete word lives at the bottom of this ladder. Bossy. Each rung on the way up the ladder gets more abstract, from bossy to Angus, cow, livestock, farm asset, asset. Wealth at the top is the most abstract word. Your brainstormed ideas have congealed into the second cousin to the flying spaghetti monster. Sort them. Put like things with like things. Plug them into an outline which organizes them into a plan. Now you can see where you need more information or less. These six key elements in this graphic are familiar to journalists. They are all included in a newspaper article's first paragraph, often one sentence. When the story doesn't fit in the paper's column space, the layout department lops off the end. All relevant details in the first paragraph informs readers who scan only. Marketing and sales content, newsletters, websites, and books all tell a story. The engine that drives the story contains specific points. They're pistons that move the reader from the beginning to the end. Place these points strategically in your content to engage readers with you-oriented content, focusing on them. Pique their curiosity by highlighting a problem they find familiar. Illustrate your unique practical solution, and include a clear, strong call to action to follow up and follow through so your CTA doesn't sag like a limp balloon. A news correspondent must be ready at all times to attend an event, planned or not, collect facts, and write a media-ready story within hours. Incredible awareness of everything that's going on is vital to recognize patterns and likelihoods, and to be ready, like a Boy Scout, for whatever comes along. Content does not spring wholly formed from my brain, like Athena springing fully armored from the head of Zeus. So I designed this presentation weeks in advance, leaving time to review it. Had I waited until the 11th hour, a 4-day turnaround editing monster may have landed on my desk. If I'm wise, I get a head start, anticipating the unexpected. Big projects can be overwhelming, even paralyzing. Where do I start? Break it down into bite-sized bits and sort it into outline form. In her book Bird by Bird, Anne Lamott relates her brother's struggle to start a school report on birds. His father advised him to choose a bird, write about it, and then choose another, to report on one bird at a time. This inspired Lamott's book about writing techniques. I once worked in a planning office. A contracted project choked my first boss. It was vaguely conceived. The issuing state agency had not thought through its scope. We floundered for months, frittering away our grant money without knowing what the agency wanted. Desperation, out of time and out of budget, we submitted a report that we hoped answered the project's unclear goals. It was rejected. Another boss replaced him. We received a grant for another project. The boss spent a week tossing paper airplanes around his office and tossing project ideas around his mind. He submitted a 10-page report to the state agency, which summarily rejected it. But the agency then identified what it didn't want and itemized what it did want. Finally, we had the necessary instructions and completed the project within schedule and budget. So what's in it for me? Why should I share tools like these? Won't prospective clients learn to edit themselves and leave me out of the loop? Yes and no. Running your business keeps you occupied enough. Pursuing a degree in English won't fly. These tools will increase awareness of English usage. You'll improve your focus, even in a rough draft, and declutter better. The more you do on your own, the quicker the editor helps you polish your content, and it's more budget friendly. So that's my story. Here's how to get in touch with me.
Thank you, Sally. This is great. We look forward to supporting you and your business. What a wonderful presentation.
Thank you.